A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a surprising turn of events, U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the highly anticipated peace talks in Turkey aimed at resolving the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This meeting, which could have marked the first direct negotiations between Moscow and Kiev in 3 years, has already seen lowered expectations for a significant breakthrough following the announcement of their absences. Putin had previously proposed direct negotiations with Ukraine, without any preconditions, but he stopped short of confirming his own attendance. Meanwhile, Trump, who had hinted at the possibility of attending, ultimately decided against it, according to a U.S. official. The Kremlin confirmed that the Russian delegation would be led by Presidential Advisor Vladimir Medinsky and Deputy Defense Minister Alexander Fomin. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who was en route to Turkey, had issued a challenge to Putin, urging him to attend the talks, if he's not afraid, in a bid to showcase who truly desires peace. Zelensky had previously stated that he would only participate in the negotiations if Putin were also present, raising questions about the talks' effectiveness without the two leaders. U.S. Representative Jim Himes expressed skepticism about the necessity of Trump or Zelensky attending if Putin was not going to be there, stating, "I think everybody understands that Putin is not interested in real peace negotiations." The current situation highlights the complexities involved in achieving a resolution to the conflict that has persisted since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The war, which has claimed the lives of thousands and displaced millions, has seen both sides entrenching their positions while the international community grapples with how best to respond. Trump has been vocal about his desire for a ceasefire, proposing that both sides agree to a 30-day halt to hostilities. A Russian lawmaker indicated that discussions regarding a significant prisoner of war exchange could also be on the table. However, Putin has insisted that talks should first address the parameters of such a ceasefire. Frustration is mounting for Trump as he seeks to push both Russia and Ukraine towards a peace settlement. He has hinted at the possibility of imposing secondary sanctions on Moscow if it obstructs the peace process. U.S. officials have been discussing potential financial sanctions, particularly targeting buyers of Russian oil, as Western European leaders have threatened further measures against Russia if progress remains stagnant. Experts like Domitila Sagramoso have noted the strain that existing sanctions are placing on Moscow, suggesting that the Kremlin is eager to lift these restrictions, which adds another layer of complexity to the negotiations. However, others, like Nina Khrushcheva, caution that the expectation that sanctions will lead to a swift end to the war is unrealistic. As the conflict drags on, the toll on civilians continues to rise, with the United Nations reporting at least 12,700 civilian deaths and over 30,000 injuries since the invasion began. The absence of both Trump and Putin at the talks raises significant concerns about the potential for meaningful dialogue and the future of peace efforts in the region. A Ukrainian diplomatic source indicated that the leadership would determine its next steps for peace talks based on clarity regarding Putin's participation. With Trump previously claiming he could end the war in a day, the reality of the ongoing conflict presents a stark contrast to such assertions. As envoys from the U.S. prepare to head to Istanbul, the world watches closely to see if any progress can be made in the quest for peace in Ukraine, despite the notable absence of key leaders who could drive negotiations forward. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.